What is up, guys? What is up? So today I got a couple things I want to talk about. There's this AI video that I saw when I woke up this morning that absolutely blew my mind that I can't wait to show you. And just to also add on to that, where AI probably is going if it's already this good. And of course, you guessed it, I'm also going to talk more about Epstein stuff. I know, I get it. All you do is talk about Epstein. It's like, guys, we're living in 2026. That's what everyone's talking about. So let's get into it, shall we? Boom! All right, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell on my YouTube at Townsley R, and follow me on X at Ryan Townsley. So before we get into the AI video, I just want to shout out to Robert Duvall. He passed away today. Legendary actor Robert Duvall. It's kind of sad because just a few weeks ago, me and my dad were kind of doing a Robert Duvall binge, and we watched Lonesome Dove, which he was fantastic in Lonesome Dove. I recommend you guys watching it. I think it's on Tubi for free. Lonesome Dove was phenomenal, and also he was great in The Godfather. So just shout out to Robert Duvall, great guy. Well, I don't know him personally, but great actor, rest in peace. All right, so this AI video I want to show you guys is insane, all right? So I did a little research. Some AI account, the Door Brothers, I guess, made this. They basically typed a script into AI, an AI program, basically telling AI to make a $200 million AI movie, and Kash Patel and Donald Trump are in this. And I just want you guys to realize there's no actors, there's no camera, there's nothing. AI just made this, okay? And I guarantee you that if anybody over the age of 66 and up saw this without any context, they'd probably think it's real. And I wouldn't blame them because it looks pretty real. So let's just play this real quick.
I'm really busy. Can you get Sophia today?
What? No, I have a meeting. I can't.
Oh, shit. Fine.
Reporting what is...
That's not a real actor, guys. That is not a real person. Think about how scary that is.
It's being called a geomagnetic storm. This is a phenomenon caused by a massive information
as it comes available. Stay tuned to this channel for continuous coverage.
This looks just like any Hollywood movie. It's kind of scary. I don't like it. Of course, she gets into a Cybertruck. Of course, that's gonna happen.
Sophia! Mom! I love you. I'm on my way. I need you to hide. Get underground.
Oh my God, there's like 1,000 cliches in this. Like every Hollywood blockbuster cliche is morphed into this AI generated video.
Good morning, sleep.
Oh my God. Oh my God, this is insane. Oh my God, it's Cash, everybody. It's Cash Patel.
Sleeping Beauty. Why don't you get the president on the phone?
We have her.
I'll be right there.
Oh my God, guys. This is like gonna destroy Hollywood. This is why Hollywood needs to go back to practical effects, needs to go back to grounded, real movies. You know, that's why the horror genre is so popular now, because it's a little bit more grounded in the execution. You know, movies like Weapons and stuff like that. But what scares me the most about this is, okay, we're in 2026, and that looked pretty realistic. At least the actress that was portrayed. I mean, what's it going to look like in 2046? Or 2056. And my theory is videos, movies, like anything, surveillance cameras, like anything that can implicate somebody in a crime is going to become indistinguishable from AI. So nobody in the future is going to know what is real or what's not. You watch a video of Obama punching a kid in the face, and it's so realistic that it's like, is that real or not? So I think the future is, as technology and AI gets better, people are going to become stupider, and they're not going to know, they're going to lose what's real. Reality is going to be more and more and more distorted. And I understand, like, there's an AI race now. It's like, it's the new arms race. It's the new Cold War, basically, where China is developing their AI at a super fast rate, and so is the United States. And I mean, I guess it's better if the United States has control of the powerful AI, because if China controls all the AI, well, then China controls us, you know? So it's better for U.S. national security to continue developing AI, but then the cost becomes destroying humanity, destroying jobs, destroying lives, and distorting reality, which is the scariest one to me. And we might even go as far as to start electing AI presidents. So, and why this also scares me is because it ties into like the Epstein stuff. It's like, if more stuff comes out, which the FBI and DOJ say that they're not going to release the back half of the files, which I think is a crime. But let's just say hypothetically they were forced to. And there was all these videos implicating all these people, all these sex videos. It's like, okay, who's to say that's AI? You know, I mean, like, it's just scary stuff. What did Tucker say here? I like Tucker. Let's listen to Tucker. Tucker Carlson on Epstein. Yes, there was blackmail, sex with minors, even weird religious stuff. But that's barely the whole story. It's an informal governance body above governments. Okay, Tucker, let's hear it.
But the big question is not, was there blackmail? Yes. Was there sex with minors? Of course. Was there some kind of weird religious practice that we would describe as witchcraft? Oh, yeah. But the bigger question is, like, what was this? It's clearly an informal governance body over what the rest of us consider the authorities, which is to say governments, nation states. So that's kind of the point I'm making, and I do think we fall into a trap thinking it's about Israel, or, I mean, it is about Israel, but it's hardly only about Israel. I'm sure, you know, it's way bigger than any one country. It's the structure that sits atop countries.
Yes.
And I think it's entirely fair for the rest of us to be curious about that, not to be distracted by all the sideshows going on, one of which is the sex trafficking. Of course, that's terrible. Everyone should be prosecuted for it. It's evil. It's the most evil thing. But it's not the whole story. It's not even close to the whole story. But the big question is...
That's scary, guys. That's scary. And they're also talking about how they worship this demon, Moloch, sacrificing babies, satanic rituals. My cousin sent me a video that I should check out about Mulak that I'll cover in a different video. Here's another email. An FBI-led forwarded to Legat, Mexico City, reported that Richard Marcinko, a U.S. citizen in custody in Mexico, had access to video evidence of Epstein engaging in sex acts with minor children. Mexican authorities purposely held the videos with the minors, reported as possible U.S. citizens. The author received information while on assignment to a bureau hotline connecting the Jeffrey Epstein investigation that video evidence of Epstein engaging in sex acts with minor children is as evidence in Mexico City. You know, I believe that most of the incriminating evidence is destroyed at this point. I mean, you're going from Bush to Obama to Trump to Biden to Trump. You've had 6 different presidential administrations if you're going all the way back to Clinton. So this shit could have been deleted 10, 15 different times. So this is crazy. Thomas Massey just ran a poll. Should DOJ investigate crimes based on information revealed in Epstein files, or should the country just move on? 92.7% of people who voted investigate and prosecute. Who the hell is voting just show the results or move on? These people are probably bots or idiots. So, yeah, this stuff is crazy. And then I guess President Trump fires back at the Clintons saying he's hiding something. I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated. In fact, Epstein thought that I would get elected with an author. I got totally exonerated. No, they're getting pulled in. That's their problem. I watched Hillary in Munich. She seriously has Trump derangement syndrome. Like I've said before, like obviously Trump calling the cops and some of the emails do exonerate Trump. But there's also emails that accuse Trump, right? And I would be more on Trump's side if day one he was transparent about this, but calling it a hoax, telling people to move on, and basically praising Pam Bondi's experience, which 2 episodes ago, please watch my Pam Bondi video. She is caught in major lies. She looks like an idiot. Please, if you watch the Pam Bondi video and then you go back and listen to what Trump said about it, it's like, he's obviously on the wrong side of this. So it's like, yeah, you're exonerated in some of the emails, but your actions contradict that. And it just makes the whole story more confusing. And it's like, okay, if you're so innocent, why don't you force the FBI to release the other 3.5 million files? Why not fire Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and start over? Because both of them lied under oath. That's another thing. You lie in front of Congress, you're going to jail. But apparently, you know, Trump doesn't care if they lie. Let's listen to what Trump said here.
To divert attention from you and that your administration has something to hide. What's your response?
I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. They went in hoping that they'd find it and found just the opposite. I've been totally exonerated. In fact, Jeffrey Epstein was fighting that I don't get elected with some author, a sleazebag, by the way. And I've been totally exonerated. No, they're getting pulled in, and that's their problem. I don't know, they're going to have to see what happens. But I watched her in Munich, and she seriously has Trump derangement syndrome.
Do you think that she should publicly testify?
This video was very quiet, so I will try to turn it up in editing. But what does Hillary having Trump derangement syndrome have to do with anything? I kind of hate like how the Republicans and conservatives are just like throwing Trump derangement syndrome out in a conversation with Epstein. Like, Trump derangement syndrome works if you're calling Trump a Nazi, if you're calling him a fascist, right? If you're accusing Trump of things that are obviously outrageous or over-exaggerated. But if we're talking about the Epstein files, then Trump derangement syndrome doesn't apply because, like I've said, this is not a conservative or Democrat issue. This implicates both parties. So I don't buy that it's just about Trump. What is this one? Thomas Massey exposes AIPAC. AIPAC is very persuasive. If you look at my colleagues' feeds now, they all look the same. They're all tweeting the same message. And this is very similar to when the Democrats covered up Biden's mental decline. They all had the same talking points. They all worked in lockstep. Well, it works on the other side with Republicans who are basically Israeli first.
What he promised us was we would put America first. And I think there are still voices in this administration. You've still got J.D. Vance. You've still got Tulsi Gabbard. You still, RFK Jr., you still got calmer heads that could prevail.
They were not persuasive in this case, clearly.
Well, somebody was persuasive. AIPAC is very persuasive. For instance, the Israeli lobby in Congress. If you look at my colleagues' feeds now, they all look the same. They're all tweeting the same message that we've got to support Israel and we've got to do this.
And to add on to that, I've been seeing a lot of conservatives and Republicans attacking people for being anti-Semitic. They keep throwing, this is anti-Semitic, this, boom, boom, boom. And I'm just like, what do you guys sound like, the liberals? That's no different than the Democrats calling everything racist. So, and the other thing is, like, there's so many conservatives and Republicans that are just flat out denying that Jeffrey Epstein had anything to do with Israel. It's like, why are there so many politicians on the Republican side in office right now, funded by Israel, that don't even want to acknowledge that Jeffrey Epstein might have worked for Mossad? They, instead of investigating that, they'd rather just call the other people that are accusing that of being anti-Semitic or being, you hate the Jews, yada, yada, yada. So, you know, and I think it's kind of concerning when you have a foreign government that influences our country so much. I mean, I know people love Israel. They go goo goo gaga. Oh, I love Israel. Oh, we love it. We love it. They're just a tiny little schmeckle on a giant, big part of the Middle East, and everyone wants to destroy them. Yeah, I don't know if that's true, because they got a pretty strong military, pretty strong intelligence agency, and the United States defends them. So I don't know if that's 100% true. They're pretty powerful. What is this one saying? The Trump regime will not release more Epstein files. More than 3 million documents remain sealed. Pam Bondi claims the job is done. Massey was right. This is the Epstein administration. Let's listen to this.
We'll start with the growing backlash and political backlash, rather Republican political backlash, against what one lawmaker is now labeling the Epstein administration. After Attorney General Pam Bondi said the DOJ is done releasing the Epstein files, even though roughly half of the 6 million documents they have are still under wraps. Even Republicans are incensed, including Senator John Kennedy, who said this weekend the Justice Department needs to, quote, release everything. South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace tweeted, quote, the days of cover-up are over, a sentiment echoed. We'll start with the growing backlash.
I don't even know how that's legal. And it's like, okay, what's in that 3.5 million that you don't want people to see? I mean, after you watch Pam Bondi humiliate herself when she testifies, and then now she comes out and says she's not going to release the rest of the files. It's like, what is any logical person going to think? It's like, come on. Oh my God. There was another email. Look, this is interesting. We see you. You can run, but you can't hide. Michelle Lammy and Marina Abramoff are satanic witches who counsel Hollywood celebrities. What? What the fuck? That's Rihanna right there. You can see Rihanna down there. There's Usher right there. And there. What? Who is this lady? That is weird. Oh, this was also very chilling. This was in the files. Epstein makes squirming young girls sing in French. Tell me if this doesn't sound like a horror movie.
there's footage of more victims.
That is really chilling because obviously their faces are blacked out because they're victims. And they're singing this weird song. This whole thing gives me freaking goosebumps. More Epstein file stuff. Oh, here's another one that makes Hollywood look satanic. So what he's trying to say here is that there's some dark energy out there with people like Bad Bunny and Lady Gaga. Check this out. Oh my god. I mean, it kind of looks similar. I mean, they both have a triangle head, I guess. And that's also really creepy. If you ever watched the old Powerpuff Girls cartoon, I think it was him. The devil was like a transgender. Just saying, transgenderism and Satan kind of, cross paths with this mythology. I'm just saying what some of this mythology is saying. I'm not saying it, but just allegedly, right? Wait. Have you guys seen Donnie Darko? Because that... Okay, I mean, that could be a coincidence. I don't know. A lot of these seem like weird coincidences. I'm not saying... I'm like the Bugs Bunny stuff, and I don't know if it's real or not, but it is a coincidence. Yeah, that was kind of fun. I don't know if I believe all of that. What does this one say? Thomas Massey just said what everyone is thinking, but no other Republican politician has the guts to say. This is the Epstein administration.
Responsibility. And just very quickly, if you will, you've supported most of what Donald Trump has done during his presidency. But because of your actions with these files, he is supporting your primary opponent and has waged very personal attacks on you. I know we just have a few seconds.
So corrupt. The fact that Donald Trump is trying to destroy Massey's election, so disgusting. It's like, okay, if you're exonerated, then why are you so triggered by Massey?
Here, but just your reaction to that.
Look, this is about the Epstein class, the people who are funding the attacks against me. They may or may not be implicated in these files, but they were certainly rubbing shoulders with the people who are in these files. They're billionaires who are friends with these people, and that's what I'm up against in Washington, D.C. Donald Trump told us that even though, he had dinner with these kinds of people in New York City and West Palm Beach, that he would be transparent, but he's not. He's still in with the Epstein class. This is the Epstein administration.
Ooh, man. That is a horrible title. The Epstein administration. Whew, man, that's bad, guys. I don't think you could be called anything worse. I mean, that's just as bad as being called Hitler. Because as far as I'm concerned, if everything in the files are true, I mean, we're talking about the most evil acts of all time here, guys.
And they're attacking me for trying to get these files released.
And again, I'm going to say President Trump has not been accused of anything criminal here. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Congressman. We appreciate it.
And that's where Democrats get kind of goofy on it, is like, there's nothing in the files that could put Trump in jail for pedophilia. There's no evidence of that. But there is evidence that his administration covered up and is continuing to cover this up. I mean, it's almost damn near a perfect fact at this point that they covered it up. So that's the real conversation, is the cover up. Why is Trump covering it up? What does Trump not want out there? Is he doing it because he wants to defend Ludnick and he wants to defend Elon? What does Trump know? Because also he said that he called the cops. He said he said that he kicked them out of Mar-a-Lago. Okay, Trump, why? Why did you call the cops? What did you know? Do you have any evidence that you gave to the FBI? Were you interviewed by the FBI? What do you know that you are now today calling just a hoax? I don't know. But you're certainly trying to cover it up. That's why he's not exonerated. It's a bunch of bullshit when he says he is. Excuse me. A middle school immunization record from Havelock Middle School in North Carolina just turned up in the Epstein files. It's from the year 2000, heavily redacted, and there's zero context for why a convicted child sex offender would have a kid's vaccination paperwork. What the hell did he need this for? I don't know. This is, oh God, this one's really bad. This one's really just disgusting. Brace yourselves, viewer discretion advised. If this kind of content triggers you, I would suggest just fast forwarding this part. I will read the highlighted part out loud, and in the bottom right corner is the code for you guys to type in just to double check to see if this is a real email. But I mean, I've been seeing this all over the internet. So up at the top, you can see that there is a photo that is redacted. Looks like it's been redacted twice. Highlighted portion states, the photo shows a girl, her face visible, who looks prepubescent with medium-length dark hair. Several Caucasian men are holding the girl's legs spread open. Her vagina is visible and gashed. There is blood coming out. In the photo's foreground, a man with a white shirt appears to be inserting his hand or something into her vagina. A round inspired symbol of some kind is visible on the girl's leg on the underside of her left thigh. In the photo's right-hand corner, there is an arm with green shirt visible. An arm holds the girl's knee in the air. In the photo's left foreground. Guys, I mean, this is just this shit makes me so disgusted, guys. This is just beyond depraved. This is why Kash Patel's full of shit. I mean, he testified under oath saying that there's no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficked to anybody else but himself. Okay, that's obviously a lie. Because, I mean, what the hell is this shit, right? If you got photos of this, and these people get to walk free, I mean, what's described in the highlighted portion is a crime. Like, whoever was in this photo deserves to be in jail forever or dead or killed. I mean, this is depraved, guys. It continues to be depraved over and over and over again. Let's just watch one more and then we'll call it. Thomas Massey, I think Israel's influence in the Epstein release. Israeli intelligence and our own CIA was wrapped up with Epstein. Let's hear what he has to say.
Do you believe Netanyahu's involvement with Trump is influencing the decision of the Epstein file release?
I think Israel is influencing the Epstein file release because Israeli intelligence and our own CIA was wrapped up with Epstein. And so it would be embarrassing to our own intelligence agencies as well as Israel's intelligence agencies for all that to come out. And if you notice, there are a lot of bots online and people who are paid. Maybe they're not robots, but they are paid, and they're going after Marjorie and I uniquely. And I think it's because we are against the war that Israel has in Gaza right now, and we want that to end, and we don't vote.
At this point, is anybody still supporting the war in Gaza? I mean, if you guys have seen the videos, they have just destroyed the place, okay? And this is why people are so outraged. When Trump went to get Maduro, they didn't have to frickin' blow up the whole city. They didn't have to just annihilate like hundreds of thousands of children and women. What Israel does is they just drop a bomb on a city and just blow it up. And then they say, well, it's Hamas's fault for having human shields. It's like you just freaking annihilated an entire city with your missiles. Of course no one's going to support that if it's killing women and children. By the way, have they defeated Hamas? No, because apparently the war is still going on. They're just wiping them out.
For foreign aid, and we don't vote for military aid for these other countries that are at war, and we get in trouble for that.
Do you think Epstein's still alive?
No.
And do you think he was a Mossad agent?
Let's talk about agent. I think he helped Mossad.
Was he collecting blackmail on our politicians, and that's why no one wants these released?
You know, I don't know if it was blackmail, but let's say you were a drug user and you bought drugs from a drug dealer. The drug dealer doesn't blackmail you. The drug dealer has what you want, and then you start doing things for the drug dealer. I think Epstein was a sex trafficker, and so
He supplied the women.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he was blackmailing his clients, but he was definitely getting favors from them by finding them women and offering women to them. So I'm not sure. And then obviously once you've done enough of that, there is a lot of blackmail material.
You don't think there's like hidden tapes anywhere buried in the ground in a bunker somewhere?
Yeah, I think there probably are tapes like that.
And are they getting erased by the people?
I don't know. I don't know that well, Pam Bondi said there were a lot of tapes.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of misinformation and conflicting information out there. So how do you expect the American people to believe any of it?
I believe about 1% of it myself. I literally don't trust anybody up here except Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, and Nancy Mace most recently, because those were the three women that co-sponsored.
What about Ro Khanna?
Guys, that's not a lot of people he trusts in Washington. So I think Thomas Massie has to be a little concerned that someone might, I don't know, something bad could happen to Massie because he's, doing too much. He's going against the grain too hard. He's going up. See, this is the thing that bothers me is people say I voted for Trump because Trump goes against the grain. He's draining the swamp. But now Trump kind of is the swamp, and Massie's the one draining it. This is just insane. This is what going against the swamp really is. When both Republicans and Democrats want to destroy you. And Ro Khanna's on his side. Ro Khanna's a Democrat. He's the only Democrat I trust. And I guess Thomas Massie's the only Republican I trust now.
I'm talking about on the Republican side.
Okay.
I do trust some Democrats like Ro Khanna.
People are saying that you're acting like a Dem. A dirty Dem. You're a dirty Dem, Thomas.
Well, this was, what's interesting about Epstein is the president said it was a hoax, but now he's going to investigate the hoax, right? When he announced all these investigations. And then he also encouraged everybody to vote for it. So at first,
why is he so mad at reporters, too, that are asking about the files?
Fake news. You're fake news.
Is it fake news?
No, it's not fake news.
Well, there you have it, guys. We will see where this goes because there's just more and more files. Look, there's all these that I didn't even talk about, but I can't talk about all of them. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell on my YouTube at TownsleyR. And also follow me on X at Ryan Townsley. This is TownsleyR signing out. Bye-bye.